as mentioned in Matthew 28, he said, now you, go make disciples. Fill the earth with those who follow me. And we get to be a part of that. We get to do it in our jobs. We get to do it with our families. We get to help people find and follow Jesus. That's the purpose of the church. And I want to introduce you actually to somebody who's doing that here. There's hundreds of you at Menlo Church who are doing this kind of thing, helping to join in the mission of making disciples. And one of those people is Christine Miao. She's a part of our student ministries at the Mountain View campus. She's been serving there for 6 years. She works with a group of students who are now juniors in high school. She and her friend Cindy started working with them, serving with them when they were in 6th grade. Anyway, I'll let her tell her story, but I want to bring her out. I know I didn't tell you this because I'm going to ask you some questions that we talked about. But before I do, I want you to watch this screen right now.
Christine, when you serve and when I see you smile, I see Jesus, the light that's inside of you. It is just the light of God, and I think that's really so special.
I carry your wisdom with me and your advice, and it's all kind of contributed into forming who I am, and you guys set examples for who I want to become.
And I feel really safe and comfortable with you to talk to get advice from, and to just be someone who embodies the spirit of Christ and helps me remember that I always need to focus on God first.
Christine, you've been such a blessing to my life. I can text you anytime, and I know you'll always respond. I feel like I can depend on you like a second mom, and I just really appreciate it.
You're just someone who I can confide in, and I know for a fact that you're not gonna judge me. You just make it feel like a community, like a safe place, almost like a family.
I think you just are honest, and you've always taken care to consult the Bible and just really been dedicated to my spiritual journey.
You have always been there, and you've always been constant in our lives.
So thank you so much, Christine. You've been such a huge blessing in my life, and it really church would not be the same without you. And I just really appreciate you for everything that you've done for us throughout these 5 years.
So.
Okay.
I know, I kind of tricked you.
I was not prepared for that. You're tricky, you got me.
I'm tricky, I'm a trickster.
Okay.
Certainly you have blessed these girls that you've served with for 5-6 years, right?
Yeah.
You hear their words to you. What are you kind of feeling right now?
Oh, I'm feeling all the feels. I'm very caught off guard. I'm feeling very humbled and I'm very blessed to have seen that. That was incredible, and I'm a little embarrassed.
Well, I know.
I'm so emotional.
Yeah. Well, no. And I just, you shared with me that you didn't really want to do student ministries.
Yes, I definitely did not want to work in student ministry. Back in 2016, I was at church, and I was feeling really dry in my faith. And so I was asking God, what is a way that I can jumpstart my faith and start feeling again? And I felt like God asked me 2 questions that Sunday. He was asking me, what is one thing I have a hard time giving away and one thing I'm scared of? And so 2 things came to mind, time and teenagers.
Yeah.
And a little backstory, I had a really awkward, I don't know, you guys probably think the same thing, that you had an awkward teenage period in your life, and I have a lot of hurts and regrets from that time. And so whenever I see teenagers, I'm almost 40, and I'm like, oh my gosh, act cool.
Yeah, totally.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And so I try to block out that phase of my life. So when God told me youth group, I was like, no, I'd rather scrub church toilets. So I made a deal with God. I was like, okay, God, I'm gonna walk up to the youth pastor, and if he says there's an opening, I'll do it. But if he says no, I'm done. No strings attached. So I walk up to the youth pastor, and of course he says, we definitely need life group leaders. And I was like, okay. So that started my journey in 2016.
So you jumped in, yeah.
I jumped in. The girls I had were in 6th grade at the time, all braces, 10 years old, very fidgety, and it's been a blessing just watching them grow over the years. Now they're almost 17 and driving. And I just loved watching them transform, in their faith. And through
Well,
this,
it's clear that you have had an impact on them, but how have they impacted you?
Oh,
How's
gosh.
serving in student ministry has been a blessing for you?
In so many ways. I came in thinking with my ego, I'm going to come and I'm going to shake things up and I'm going to teach things. But really, God used this ministry to serve me, which has been so humbling and surprising. I didn't know that was going to happen. And through every sermon, every worship time, every missions retreat, like every time I've attended these things, I feel like God is speaking to me and kind of bringing me back to the foundations and healing me little bit by little bit through my brokenness as a youth, as a teenager.
Yeah.
And, I remember one time in Mexicali, we were on the missions trip, and I was just like so moved just watching my girls just sway to the music and like lift their hands to Jesus during worship in Mexico. And I was so touched by that. And then one of my girls just kind of beckoned me over. She's like, come on, Christine, like, come join us. And I just felt like 13-year-old me was feeling like God is accepting me right now. Like God accepted me when I was 13. He loves me. And he loved me when I was a teenager, and he loved me now. And it was just so amazing. And I feel like I've been healed through this ministry.
Yeah, well, we're thankful for you. I know you have your own business, you're a wife, you're a mom of 2 littles, maybe not so little anymore, but you've got a busy life. So the time thing is real. You've given us your time, and we thank you for that, joining us in a mission of helping students find and follow Jesus. So, Christine, thank you so much, and thanks for just being here today.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank
so fun
you.
to get to know you.